So I want to show you the trades I made this morning with Nvidia and how everything worked out. And I want to show you what I was looking at on the trades as well as how to set up the trade. Okay, Nvidia's been in an uptrend for the past several days. And at the open, today is November 1st, at the open they gapped it up and then brought it down. Each one of these candles represents 2 minutes. So in the first 2 minutes, it was started up at, let's see, the high of that candle is 209.35 and it went down to the low of 208.32. So that's a $1 move right there. And I'm watching it, I'm not trading it. And it goes on to new highs. And so my first trade, I think that we're starting to approach the high point where it's starting to look like it's going to do a reversal. So what I did is I reversed, I sold short at 209.28. So that was at 9:44 a.m. right there, right at the bottom of that candle. I sold short at 209.28, and of course it zoomed right up right after I bought it, or rather sold it short, and I got stopped out at 209.75, so I lost about 45 cents on that. Actually, it was 52 cents I'm seeing here. Okay, so the first trade didn't work out too well. It's still looking weak. I've got a tail on top showing it's pushing it back down, and momentum is slowing down. These three little candles, they're not able to climb much higher. It's showing that selling pressure, at least for those few minutes, are starting to gain strength over the buyers. So I think we're about due for a reversal. And I sold short right there at 209.62. And the timing turned out to be just about perfect on that one. I got in at 9:51 at 209.62. And then it dropped all the way down here and I got out at 208.70. So I actually thought it was going to go a lot further, but I just decided to lock in my profits. And it turned out to be very close to the low, the short-term low, and it worked out really well. So I made 92 cents on that trade, more than made up for my previous loss. So now I'm up 40 cents on the day per share. So my next trade, I got in and bought towards the bottom of this candle at 209.10. I quickly reversed, thinking it might go up to the previous resistance level of about 209.75. Didn't do that. I got out at 209.20, so I got a small winner of 10 cents. But I noticed, and I made a note on my daily trading journal, that it looked weak right in there. It started to go sideways, so I got out. I exited with a small gain. And then my next trade worked out really well. I got in at 9:58 a.m., so I reversed again. I was short here, I went long, and then I'm going short right there. And I got short at a price of 209.18. So just below the closing price of that candle. And my stop on this was 209.30. So I gave it 12 cents. I wasn't going to let it move much higher and get away from me. So I held a pretty tight stop because I thought it was going to keep going down. And luckily it did. I almost got stopped out on this candle. If you look over here, the high of that candle was 209.24. My stop was 209.30. So if it had gone up 6 cents more, I would have got stopped out. But it didn't, and it went all the way down to 208.10. So I held it down to either that candle, one of those three candles right in there. I got out. And got out at 208.10. So I actually made $1.08 on that one per share. Now, I won't get into the next three trades, but I got a scratch trade on the next one. It was break even. I lost 18 cents and got stopped out on the next trade, trying to sell short again, and it didn't work out. Then I tried to sell short again, at 10:48, so that's over here, and as it's starting to go back up, it didn't follow through, and I had a 3-cent loss on that one. Okay, so basically, out of these trades that I've showed you, I made $1.37 overall per share, but I had 3 winners, 3 losers, and 1 break even. My 3 winners were $1.08, 92 cents, and 10 cents. My 3 losers were 52 cents, 18 cents, and 3 cents. So my winning percentage is about 50-50. It's a little bit under 50-50. 50% win, about 45% winners, 3 out of 7. But you can see that my winners are much bigger than my losers. So this is pretty typical trading if you do it right. Okay, a lot of traders have stats about like this. You can have stats where you're only right 20% of the time, and you usually will have that if your stops are way too close, but your winners are big once you get them. Okay, you could do it that way. There are other traders who have a lot of small winners, and they are right about 90% of the time, and then they have one fairly big loser. So that's like turning the trade around. What they're doing is locking in small profits and then giving it a little bit too much room on the stop loss, probably. But these are kind of the way that you can see how to set up trades, where to put your stops and your profit targets, as well as how to gauge momentum based on the charts. Because these charts, it's all based on the constant battle between buying pressure and selling pressure. And that's what you need to look for. So I hope you learned something from that. And I'll show you more videos as I can. Thank you.